Well, hello everyone, I'm Dr. Stock, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Today, I figured that we'd revisit Ethereum and see what's going on ever since we got that quick drop from just below 4,000 all the way down. We tagged almost 3,000 just for a moment, and then since then we rebounded to about the $3,300 or $3,400 level, and we seem to kind of be just a little bit sideways right now. And are we going to continue that downward march? We're going to have to watch and see what plays out there. And I have a little bit of news that I'd like to share for you about a longer view of Ethereum rather than these short-term volatility periods, and I think that you'll like what I have to say. So stick around with me and let's rock this thing. Alright, welcome back. So if you guys wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit that like button if you like this video, subscribe button to see more of my videos, and also the notification bell to see anytime my videos come out. Check out that link to the Patreon if you want to access my community, my portfolios, my buy and sell alerts. All that kind of stuff is over there. I'd absolutely love to see you over there. We have very passionate, wonderful people that are over there that are just, super excited about investing. If you're one of those people as well, come join us. Moving on from there, Moo, Weeble, you can sign up, deposit your money, get your free stocks from those. I get free stocks as a thank you. So thank you everybody for any support you show, even if it's just watching this video all the way through. I really appreciate it. With that said, let's move on to the cryptos. Alright, so I'll zoom in for you guys. There we go. So we're taking a look at Ethereum, and you can see it's currently sitting at about $3,400 per Ether token. And the daily, there we go, we actually go up to about 3,500 for the high over the last 24 hours. And I have the candle chart here for you so you can see the progress that we've made on Ethereum. And let me zoom out for that long view real quick, just so that you can see this sort of trend line that we've been on. And if you subtract out the really highs and the really lows out of that, we've actually been on a fairly steady upward climb. So we had a little bit of a ramp up, a little bit maybe too much to the upside too fast, followed by a little bit of an overcorrection. So I know that's tough to go from $4,300 per Ether token all the way down to like $1,700 per Ether token. That is just, that's gut-wrenching for anybody who was in that. For me, I happened to jump in right at about the time of the last big dip, and I'm glad that I did. It's paid off handsomely. I'm about double from where I was in the best part of my position, and I've dollar cost averaged since that time. So with this climb that we have, this is a climb that I can see as it keeps on going. So we might still overcorrect a little bit to the downside, but I believe that it will be temporary for that drop. I'd be very surprised to see us below 3,000. I think it would take some very surprising black swan event kind of news to really push us down from where we're at right now for Ethereum. And I know that we have competitors out there. Solana's getting a lot of attention right now. Cardano's getting a lot of attention. And I actually do have a small mention for Cardano in this one, even though this mostly focuses on Ethereum. So let's zoom in on this chart so we can see more readily the most recent price action that we have. And right here, this continuation, do you see that while we had that part that was a part of that bigger overall trend that we have for Ethereum, that we've sort of returned to it ever since? And so, like I said, if we do pull back down to the downside, I doubt that we'll tag 3,000 or go below 3,000 without any significant news that would affect the entire crypto market. I don't think that would really happen, or if it was some big negative news about Ethereum. And I guess that's the thing about black swans. You don't necessarily see them happening. They just kind of pop out of nowhere and get you like we saw with this most recent flash crash that we had. So I have this little bit of news for you right here about Cardano that advised with Ethereum for most active developers, and really, the title says it all. There are details that go into more development across the different cryptocurrencies, and so they do mention a lot of other ones that are out there. But mostly, I want you just to see this, that Cardano and the active developers, we want to see active developers not only on Ethereum, but Cardano is also one that I think has a lot of staying power to it. And so you could take a look at that if you want to read this article. It's on decrypt.co. And if we go over to the Cardano prices, we are still sitting right around that $2.50 mark. You can see the 24-hour high is $2.61, and the market cap right now is sitting at about $80 billion, which I believe that it did peak up above $100 billion just for a little bit of time. So for Cardano, they don't have the same history, the same trend that we had with Ethereum. Their curve actually goes, I guess the line's right about through here, although it is curving just upward from there. So if we are on maybe like an S-curve type shape for Cardano, so we get the smart contracts, maybe we get some sell the news after that, and then finally we get to overcorrect maybe and then settle a little bit, and then it's straight on till morning if you guys like Peter Pan, and even if you don't, that's what I was referring to. So for this one, I honestly think that when the smart contracts come out and we see more development hit, I think that those are going to be positive catalysts. And we also have the Cardano Summit coming at the end of September, so there's even more to look forward to. And watching who comes out in the DeFi space and who comes out in the NFT space, like I said, I think the NFTs for early smart contract Cardano are going to be something that, while the NFT market's hot, I think that that's not going to be something that's going to be a real driver on the Cardano network. So let's move on from there. Back to Ethereum. So this picture is really cool. I don't know who the graphic designer is, but I really enjoy this one. So whoever designed that, it looks like cover stock image from stock.adobe.com. Kudos to whoever uploaded that to Adobe. That's pretty awesome. So this 35 million that we have, let's check out the headline that we got here. So 35 million worth of Ethereum coins burned with new all-time high of active addresses. So we have further adoption in the Ethereum space on the Ethereum network. And let's scroll down a little bit. There we go. So they talk about the fee burning mechanism that came along with the London hard fork. That's not new. That was over a month ago now. Hard to believe that much time has passed. So it says this caused $35 million worth of burnings in the last 24 hours. And wait until I show you watch the burn. There's actually some pretty cool metrics there that I was really super surprised to see. And I think that you guys might not, I mean, maybe you would fathom it. I certainly didn't expect the numbers that I saw over there. I thought that they would be much like what we saw in August, and they are just different than what we saw in August. So I'll show that soon. Which is the record number of coins burned in one day. So we had a new record put in the last 24 hours. That's pretty cool. In addition to a large number of burned coins, Ethereum added more than 6.2 million addresses to the network since the beginning of 2021. So that building number of active addresses can show us the following that Ethereum is gathering, which also means that we have more demand for Ether, which is a great thing. And then also, if with us moving towards a deflationary point in Ethereum's evolution, that can also be something. Increased demand, decreased supply. That means that we could have some serious price spikes for Ethereum moving on, and not just spikes, but it's sustained higher levels overall. So all that's some pretty cool stuff. Here's watch the burn. And you can see in this chart right here is about the issuance and the tips. The yellow down here is our net issuance, and when that goes yellow, when that goes below this line, that's ETH being burned away, and the orange is when there's more ETH produced or rewarded than there is burned. And so with that said, let's go over here to this overview panel. There we go. I can make it nice and big on the screen for you. So right now, for all time, we are closing in on that $1 billion worth of Ether that has burned away since the EIP 1559 London hard fork upgrade that was put in on August the 5th. You can see for the rewards, there's been over $1.6 billion worth of Ether issued. And if you go down to the net issuance that we have down here, the net issuance, there's only been 747 million compared to what we had before. So check out the net reduction rate. This was closer to like 35% in August, and now over half of the new Ether issued is being burned away. So to me, that's incredible that it's over half when it was only like about 35%. Now it's up over 54%. And if we shrink that down to 1 month metrics, now that we're just over that 1 month mark for the EIP 1559 upgrade, it takes us up to 58.73. And watch this, if we go to the last 7 days, 90% of the new Ether that has been issued has also, like we've burned away 9 out of every 10 Ether that have been issued. To me, that's incredible to look at that kind of number to be put out there. It doesn't mean that we're deflationary, but man, we're almost at break even over the last 7 days for that sort of issuance. If we look over the last day, 74.5% burned away. And if we look here, we're at about, in the last hour, right around that 50% mark again. So for all time, 55%, over the half the Ether that has been issued has been burned away. So it's really seriously cutting our inflation rate, which is a good thing, which means that it's going to help out those of us who would like to have lesser supply, so that way it ends up increasing the price, assuming the same demand or increased demand. So that's, to me, that's pretty cool. So I was also looking at this. Standard Chartered goes bullish on Ethereum, predicts ETH to reach 35,000 mark. So that's a little bit of a clickbait thing. So basically, if I scroll down here, we get this little line that says, furthermore, Standard Chartered gives a price range of 26,000 to 35,000. So the range is there, so up to 35,000, 26,000 at the low end. That's assuming that Bitcoin goes up to $175,000. So that would take a lot for Ethereum to get up there. But if they see that for BTC, then Ethereum, I mean, just going up those sort of levels from where we're at right now, that's like going up, well, 9 to 10x from where we're currently at. I'll even say 8 to 10x from where we're at with Ethereum's prices, whereas for Bitcoin, let's just call it 50,000 for right now, that's like 3 to 4x from where it currently sits. So that would be for Ethereum, that's over double the performance of what Bitcoin would be expected to do, according to what Standard Chartered puts out here. So I don't know for these price levels if that's something that we'll see anytime in the near future. You know, if it's going to be in the next 5 years, next decade, 15 years, assuming Ethereum really does stay on top. Now, I think that there's competition that's going to mitigate some of these results. For me, $10,000 per Ether by 2025 would be something that would be very reasonable. There's more bullish cases out there that would say much more, and you know, for me, I'd like to be more conservative on these things, but I'm still assuming really sunshiny days for Ethereum moving forward from where we're at now, going 3x between what is essentially 2022 by this point up to 2025. You know, that to me is still incredible results. I know that people in crypto sometimes look for those to the moon things that return thousands of % gains, and for me, I'm a little bit more conservative than that. I'm not going to jump into something just because it has that huge risk-reward potential. So let me summarize. Cardano, I think that Cardano is going to do very well over a longer term. We could see some sell the news. We could see some upward pressure on it, especially depending on what DeFi joins Cardano and NFTs, first NFTs to be minted on Cardano using the smart contracts. I think that's going to be huge for them. $5 by the end of 2021, I think it's a reasonable price target for Cardano, and it's just one that I think as long as the bull run continues with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, and also our altcoin rallies, if we have those, I think that we should be, you know, $5 I think is something that would be very reasonable, assuming that things go as green as we think they will in the crypto markets by the end of 2021. Moving on from that, Ethereum. With Ethereum, the amount of development that has on it, the demand for it, the fact that we have over the last 7 days like a 90% burn rate over the past, well, since the inception of the London hard fork on August the 5th, we have over a 50% burn rate. So slowing down that inflation is going to be incredible. So we're not getting as much supply, and the demand is also increasing. So we should get more and more price action translating into the price per Ether, plus proof of stake when it hits is going to encourage HODLing versus dumping coins back on the market and getting rid of that selling pressure that we have for proof of work as it is now. Those are all very bullish signs that we have, and we have people coming out of the woodwork to give us different bullish cases for Ethereum moving forward from where we're at. So right now we're sitting like around $3,400 per Ether token. 5,000 by the end of 2021 or early 2022, especially whenever that proof of stake news hits. I think is going to be absolutely awesome to watch it hit the testnet, and then when it goes live on the mainnet, I think we'll see rallies up through there, perhaps getting some especially surprisingly strong price action for Ether, and then of course we could always dump by selling some of the news on that when proof of stake actually does hit the mainnet, but then we also lose the selling pressure from the miners. So those are the thoughts that I have about Ethereum. Just a couple thoughts on Cardano along the way. If you guys like what I had to say, go ahead and hit the like button for the video and the subscribe button and the notification bell to see anytime that my videos come out. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for watching this through, and it really helps me get up-ranked, and the more I get up-ranked means the more support I have. The more support I have, the more support that I can return to you guys. So it's been incredible. If you want to check out my Patreon, that link is down in the description. Moo and Weeble, if you want to sign up and deposit your cash, you can get free stocks thrown your way. I get free stocks for the referral, so thank you for that. And then finally, let me see here. Oh, I know. I'm Dr. Stock. Thanks for rocking with me. Now go get that money.